Mac Jones is a guy that has really good accuracy and he can put the ball wherever he needs it to be. So whether it's on easy throws like this one, flash fake to the back, gets into his drop, sticks his back foot in the ground and lets the ball go on time, and it's on the money. The receiver does do a good job of getting open, and Mac Jones has a clean window to throw the ball through. He gets a little bit of pressure here in his face because that tight end there is giving up some penetration, but Mac Jones stands tall in the pocket and he throws a nice ball right here. Same thing here. 3-step drop, hitches up a couple times in the pocket and delivers a strike. Two relatively easy throws right there, but can this guy make the tough throws? Can he thread the needle? Can he throw guys open? And if you ask me, the answer to those questions is yes. The back shoulder throws are throws that he has in his bag. On this play right here, you get an exchange concept working at the top of the screen for Alabama, and Georgia defends it well, but it really doesn't matter. Mac Jones puts the ball in a spot where the defender has no chance to get to it, and it's honestly like pitch and catch out there. Next play, DeVonta Smith to the top of the screen. Really tight coverage here on that go route, but Mac Jones once again throws a ball that only his guy can get to. And I'm sure Mac Jones and DeVonta Smith, they've repped that throw and practiced that scenario hundreds of times. But if there's a guy out there that can deliver the ball with the precision, the accuracy, and with the nuance like Mac Jones does, he's going to be very difficult to stop. Even when guys aren't 100% open, which they won't be in the NFL, he does a good job of throwing them open, which is something that you have to be able to do. He does a good job here of buying some time here for his receiver to work himself back in the picture. And that ball is coming out before DeVonta Smith is even able to get that defender's hands off of him. When he does, the ball is right there on his face mask and he makes the play. I really love this throw right here because it's what you're going to see in the NFL. That DB is riding DeVonta Smith's hip the entire way, but he has his back turned and he has his head turned. He's not looking at the ball and he's having a hard enough time honestly keeping up with DeVonta Smith. But in the NFL, at the next level, that right there is considered open. Even though that defender is right there in his hip, and you may not think it's open, but that's open at the next level. Mac Jones does an excellent job of getting the ball right over that defender's head, and that defender has absolutely no chance to make any type of play on the ball right here. Mac Jones also does a good job with his deep ball accuracy as well. Like I mentioned before, he's not this rocket arm guy like a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but he gets the ball where it needs to be with accuracy, with velocity, and it's no different here when he's trying to throw the ball deep. Now, would it be nice to have a guy that can throw it as far as Josh Allen does? Yeah, it would definitely be nice. I don't think any coach would turn that down, but it's not always a necessity. All you have to do is be able to get the ball and make the throws that are required of you. And if you can do that, you'll be in pretty good shape. I think Mac Jones is a guy that can absolutely do that. Now, Mac Jones seems to me to be a guy that just gets it. It's pretty obvious to me that he knows what he's doing out there, that he has complete control of the offense, and that he knows where the ball needs to be. Notice on this play how Jones is initially working front side to the three receiver side on this play, but nothing is there. Once the routes develop, nothing is there, and he has to come off of it. He does a good job of resetting his feet and drops a dime to his outlet on the back side of that play. He didn't panic at all on that play because the front side wasn't open. He just calmly reset his feet and got the ball out where it needed to be for that touchdown. Next play is more of the same. He starts looking to his left for the receiver at the top of the screen, and that guy isn't able to get open when he needs him to be. So what Mac Jones does is he goes through his progressions all the way back across the field, and he finds that deep over route wide open for the touchdown. This play right here really impressed me because I love how Mac Jones is able to manipulate that defender right here. Alabama's just running an RPO here, and watch number 20 from Ohio State. He's in conflict, of course, because he has to play the run first and then play the pass. Obviously, Mac Jones knows this, so look how he's able to move number 20 with his eyes, and watch how that window opens up right in the area where number 20 vacated. There's no receiver out there that Mac Jones is looking at, and he looked number 20 off just to open up that window for the slant coming right behind him. I think you have to be really comfortable in your offense and know exactly what you're doing on the field to do things like that. And Mac Jones is doing those things already. So it's really, really impressive to see. Good job here once again against Ohio State in the national championship game, where he had a field day, by the way. Alabama's just running a variation of 4 verts here, and they get Devontae Smith matched up here in the slot against a linebacker. Ohio State clearly has a matchup problem here, and they get caught in a coverage that you don't want to be in against this play right here that Alabama is running. Look how Jones manipulates that middle of the field safety with his eyes and drops a dime right over that linebacker that's trying to carry Devontae Smith vertically down the field. Now, Mac Jones isn't a spectacular athlete like some of the other quarterbacks at the top of this draft. And I know the league is moving more towards that type of quarterback and that style of play, and I'm personally a fan of that. But there's still room for the more traditional type of guys. There's still room for those in-between type of guys, and I think Mac Jones falls in that category. He's not a statue or anything by any means. He's not a guy that's just stuck in the pocket. And he can get out of the pocket and he can make plays when he needs to make plays. He's just not a guy that you want carrying the ball too much on design quarterback runs and stuff like that. I'm sure he can run the occasional zone read, but that's not really his game. What's more impressive to me is how he's able to move within the pocket, how he's able to make subtle movements to his right, to his left, up in the pocket, and just avoid pressure and still keep his eyes downfield and make plays down the field in the pass game. So if he's able to do that, he's going to be in pretty good shape, given that he's not the type of athlete that some of these other guys are. Now, Mac Jones was a guy that I didn't think much of last year when he filled in for Tua. I didn't think much of him. Even this year, I didn't really think much of him. You know, I saw the numbers and I heard a lot of people starting to hype him up, so I figured, hey, let's really dive into this film and get a good look at him. And once I did that, I saw everything that people were talking about. He was really impressive on film. And to be honest, I would not be shocked if he were the second quarterback taken in this draft. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I would not be shocked if a team fell in love with Mac Jones, watched this film, fell in love with him, and made a play to come up and take him after Trevor Lawrence is off the board. So don't be surprised if that happens. Like I said before, Mac Jones, he's not a guy that's going to wow you with his athletic abilities. He doesn't look to have any elite physical traits, but he plays the quarterback position really well. He gets the ball where it needs to be on time, and if you can do that, you can definitely play in the league.